My name is John. I'm 43 years old. I'm the head of the sales department. My team is full of talented people, and I feel blessed to work with them every day. I have a father who is a businessman, and I work hard every day to someday catch up to him. Despite these fulfilling days, there's one thing that bothers me. It's the senior management. The executives are casting a dark shadow over this company. Among them, Alice is particularly terrible. All she thinks about is how to make easy money until retirement. She doesn't care about what happens after that. So even if I propose organizational reforms that might cause some pain in the short term, they are quickly rejected. Moreover, she casually crushes any new projects my team brings up, citing costs. No matter how much I negotiate with Alice, she just won't take me seriously. As an executive, Alice has a lot of decision-making power, and nothing I say seems to change that. And it's not just Alice. The other executives are all the same. They only care about their own life after retirement, not the future of the company or the younger employees. Recently, a contract with a business partner was canceled without my consent. I protested fiercely at that time. However, Alice gave some nonsensical reason for canceling the contract, saying it was pointless. It was an important client for our company, but Alice just didn't get it. Yet, she has the nerve to call me, the department head, and berate me for poor sales performance. She's just a terrible person. But still, we kept working hard for the company. Then, something happened. One day, I was summoned by Alice. Reluctantly, I headed to the meeting room. Alice was there waiting. Did you want to see me?
Yes, I have something I need to tell you.
Okay.
Our company is going to be sold.
Oh yeah.
You're not surprised.
There have been rumors about it for a while. In the midst of ongoing financial losses, there had always been talk that our company might be sold. So I wasn't surprised. The issue was what came next.
Do you understand what caused this situation?
It's your fault. I swallowed my words. What is it?
It's the fault of your sales department. If you had done your job properly, this wouldn't have happened.
With all due respect, we did everything we could. If you hadn't arbitrarily canceled contracts with our clients, this might not have happened, right? Alice raised an eyebrow.
What? Are you saying it's my fault?
If that's how it sounds, then maybe it is. I replied, suppressing my emotions as much as possible.
You always talk back.
Alice smirked.
But you know, the company's shares were all bought by the Smith Group, led by President Michael Smith.
The Smith Group runs a nationwide chain of diners and bars, well known across the country.
So this Smith Group buying us out means the company will get a fresh start.
That's good to hear.
But you know, just changing the shareholders won't be enough. The company itself needs to change.
Alice snorted in dissatisfaction.
What? You're so slow on the uptake.
What are you trying to say?
That's why the company needs a rebirth. We should make significant changes to many things.
I see, that could be true. I nodded.
That's why you're fired. We don't need a high school graduate who can't cut it in our company.
I scratched my head. I agree that renewal is necessary, but how does that lead to me getting fired?
There's nothing strange about it. The sales department is to blame for our financial troubles. It's only natural for the head of that department to take responsibility.
Alice laughed. I'm saying the sales department isn't at fault.
That's for us to decide. You don't have the right to argue. Plus, now that the Smith Group, a big company, has become a shareholder, do you think they want a high school grad leading the sales department?
I've been promoted because of my performance, not my education.
Your hiring was odd too. I heard you came from abroad, but didn't you bypass the usual recruitment process?
That's irrelevant. It happened over 20 years ago. I was evasive.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're fired anyway. Might as well change up the sales department too. They're all too outspoken against me.
I glared at Alice. So, anyone who doesn't follow your line gets fired.
It's for the good of the company.
I turned my back on Alice. I see. I understand your method now. I left the meeting room. The next day, the shareholders' meeting was held. The CEO, Bob, was there, and Alice was slightly nervous. Then, the new shareholder, Michael Smith, appeared. Alice immediately tried to ingratiate herself with him.
Thank you for coming despite your busy schedule. And on behalf of our company, I'd like to express our gratitude for the acquisition.
Michael nodded sternly.
Thank you.
But he quickly turned to Bob.
Shall we start the shareholders meeting then?
Bob immediately announced the start of the meeting. However, Michael was the only real shareholder. The rest were company directors. Michael stood up.
Firstly, I have something to say. As I own all the shares, I have the power to appoint or dismiss the company's directors. And now, I will dismiss all the directors here.
Everyone was stunned by the announcement. Bob was the only one who quietly looked down.
The main reason for this is to hold someone accountable for the company's financial losses. My investigation revealed that these losses were due to the negligence of the executives.
He paused, taking a sip of his coffee.
I plan to look for new executives through discussions, but there is one person whose appointment is already decided. It's my son.
Then the door opened. Alice was speechless at the sight of the person who entered.
I have decided to appoint John, the head of the sales department, as an executive, and eventually, he will become the CEO of this company.
Alice quickly interjected.
Wait, please. John being Michael's son. I can't believe it.
Michael glared at her.
Why is that? Or do you think I would lie about such a thing?
Alice stumbled over her words. It was unthinkable that such a nonsensical lie would be told.
But John is a high school graduate, right? And why would he be in this company instead of his father's?
I let out a sigh. Let me explain. I am indeed Michael's son. As for being a high school graduate, I went abroad right after high school to work and study foreign languages and business management.
What?
I thought formal education was important, but I wanted to catch up to my father and learn business abroad as soon as possible. As I explained, Michael smiled proudly.
He's got the same gutsy drive as me. I've never cared much for formal education, so I supported him. I only gave him the initial travel and living expenses. He earned the rest on his own.
And about the company, I could have worked under my father's corporation, but I wanted to see how my skills would fare on my own. Being the CEO's son might make people tread lightly around me. I thought it would be better to work somewhere no one knew me. After my explanation, Alice seemed to understand. But she still had objections.
Even so, appointing someone just because he's your son is wrong. This is not how a healthy business should operate.
Michael was unfazed by her rebuttal.
Who said anything about appointing him just because he's my son? We thoroughly investigated your company before the acquisition and concluded that John is the right person to be an executive right away. Being my son has nothing to do with it.
But why John? The sales department is crucial for the company's revenue. It's their malfunctioning that led to the financial losses.
My findings show that the sales department has been doing great work. They've led difficult projects to success and worked tirelessly to forge new business relations.
Alice scoffed.
If hard work alone promoted people, everyone would be advancing. Results are what matter.
Indeed, you make a good point.
Of course.
However, achieving results seems to be a Herculean task here.
What do you mean?
Well, no matter how many new contracts the sales team secures, they get arbitrarily canceled, or their innovative projects get squashed.
At Michael's words, Alice reacted.
That must be what John told you, right? But that's a blatant lie. He's just shifting the blame to us. None of that ever happened.
Alice vehemently denied the accusations.
Is that so? A blatant lie, you say?
Yes, that's right.
I never heard this story from John.
Ha, then who told you that?
I found out from various people, like the presidents of companies whose contracts were suddenly canceled.
Michael sighed regretfully.
How many times must I say I don't play favorites just because he's my son before you'll trust me?
Well, that's...
I did a thorough investigation. Obviously, I also looked into external companies. The partners were very confused when you executives abruptly canceled contracts with them. Such reputation spread quickly in this industry. Did you not realize that this was tarnishing the company's image?
Alice and the other executives looked down. Michael shook his head in dismay.
How could the company improve when you selectively break contracts with other companies to suit your own convenience?
I glared at the executives. All they care about is making easy money until retirement, indifferent to the future of this company. Alice glared back.
We have always acted and made decisions with the company's best interests in mind. There might be some responsibility for the lack of results, but dismissal is too much.
Alice pleaded for leniency, but Michael's stance was firm.
That's not the case. I knew about this situation even before conducting the investigation.
How could that be? You must have heard it from John, right?
No. I got the information from a friend of mine, the president of this company, Bob.
All the executives turned their gaze to Bob. Bob nodded slightly.
It's true. I've been consulting with him for a while, and thinking he would be the right person, I sold all the shares.
Bob, you betrayed us.
Alice stared at Bob.
This betrayal is outrageous. Weren't we all comrades working for the company?
I thought we were comrades, but you all changed.
Bob said sadly.
Bob lamented how the executives changed after the company's profits increased and they started earning more.
Bob nodded again.
He hoped things would go back to how they were, but instead, it got worse, leading him to decide on selling the company. Dismissing all the executives was also his wish.
Naturally, Alice was vehement.
Don't joke with us. Why are we the only ones to blame? You are part of this too. You're just trying to save yourself with the help of a friend.
That's not true. Of course, I plan to step down eventually, but until a new CEO is decided, I need to stay. I fully support John becoming the CEO. He is very capable, but he can't become CEO immediately. Until then, I plan to remain as CEO.
The reason I chose this company is that Bob was a friend of my father. I trusted him and joined the company. Bob was good, but I never imagined the directors would be so corrupt. I said it firmly, and Alice glared at me.
This is unacceptable.
Why? As the sole shareholder, I have the right to dismiss and appoint directors.
Even if it's legal, the employees won't be happy about it. No matter how reasonable the reasons are, they will conclude that you just wanted your son to be a director and will react against it. Then the company will truly fall apart.
Alice's words were echoed by the other directors.
At least let us stay on board and change the method to appoint John as a director.
Alice seemed pleased with her plausible argument. However, I countered. Don't worry about that. No one wants you to remain as directors.
What? What are you talking about? Don't make things up.
I'm not making anything up. I've been conducting interviews with the employees of this company for months. At my explanation, Alice's face contorted.
Interviews? What's that?
There have been rumors for months about the company being acquired. So I asked what changes the employees wanted to see after the acquisition. Remarkably, over 70% of them wanted a renewal of the directorship. I showed the documents to Alice. Seeing the documents, Alice became furious.
Don't joke with me. This could easily be fabricated. This is no reference at all.
I see. That's certainly a possibility. I nodded. How about we conduct a company-wide survey now? The information I gathered is a few months old and might be outdated. Perhaps now, more than 80% might be in favor of renewal. All the directors looked pale. Michael nodded happily.
That makes sense. It's fair to check right now to get everyone on board.
But Alice quickly retorted.
Wait. Such a survey lacks legitimacy in decision-making.
How so?
We weren't chosen by a popularity contest. We were appointed as directors because we delivered results.
Indeed, that's true.
Michael nodded.
Such surveys tend to become popularity contests. We have made unpopular decisions thinking about the company's best interest.
Well, there's certainly a chance it could turn into a popularity vote.
Exactly. And if we all get dismissed, it will open up director positions. There will be no shortage of people who support our dismissal to grab that chance. Therefore, I oppose conducting such a survey.
That's a valid point.
Then Michael looked at me.
So, the survey seems inappropriate as reference material. What do you think?
Yes, I guess there's no helping it. I nodded in agreement.
Thank you. Let's discuss the future management policies of the company.
No, that will happen after your dismissal.
Michael cut Alice off sharply.
But we just established that the survey is invalid.
Just because the survey is invalid doesn't mean your dismissal is off the table.
Alice spoke irritably.
Why do we have to be dismissed?
I've said it multiple times. It's because of your negligent management.
But that's just based on the numbers. We have been trying to improve the company in our way.
I see. For the company, huh?
Michael placed a photo on the desk. Looking at it, the directors were at a loss for words.
This is a photo of you, Alice, being entertained by a sales representative from a certain company, and then suddenly signing a contract with them. Meanwhile, forcefully canceling contracts with their competitors that our sales department secured. Is this a coincidence?
No one dared to answer Michael's question. I hadn't even imagined such things were happening behind the scenes. So it made me furious.
By the way, this photo happens to be of Alice being entertained, but I have photos of the other directors as well.
The directors looked even more grim.
Can you still say you were acting for the company? To me, it looks like you were using the company to reap benefits for yourselves.
Well, this was, just a social drinking event.
Alice fumbled for an excuse.
I see. Then what about this?
Michael showed another photo. It clearly showed Alice receiving money.
Do you normally get paid for attending a drinking party? I've never heard of such a thing.
Facing Michael's questioning, Alice looked down.
What you did was a betrayal of the company. If I find that this caused any damage, all of you will have to compensate for it.
Unable to hold back, I blurted out, "Please leave this company immediately. We need to turn around its management, and we don't have time to talk here." With my stern command, the directors dejectedly left the meeting room.
Now comes the hard part. I'll help as much as I can, but it's up to you guys.
I understand, Dad. I'll turn this company around. Afterward, Alice was forced out of the company and began looking for a new job. However, no one wanted to hire her because her bad reputation had spread among similar companies. She was also forced to pay for the damages. Eventually, Alice moved to the countryside and started living a part-time job lifestyle. She seems to be enduring it, still fed up with her rural life. On the other hand, as a director, I started reforming the company. With the old directors gone, the company's management quickly got back on track. Later, I became the president. I am still working hard every day to become a leader like my father.